Tree of Life Church, but some of you know my story and some of you don't. But I'm not going to bore you with all the details because it's been a long journey for me. But what I do want to tell you is that God walks with you every day, every minute, and He loves you just the way you are. Because I have 6 kids, and my husband died in 1984 and left me with them. Now, I got saved at Catherine Coleman's when I was 19, but I thought I had everything that a Christian could have, and I walked a Christian life. But when my husband died, it just threw me for a loop. How was I going to raise 6 kids on my own? I didn't know. So I gave the Lord 2 years to replace my husband with a good Christian man. But one thing I did learn, you do not put God on a timetable. Whenever He's ready, He will intervene. So after 2 years, I decided, all right, Lord, I'm just going to do this on my own, and I'm not going to wait for you anymore. So I did. I stepped out, and He said, go right ahead. So after I had my first encounter with someone who I thought might be a good father for my children, it turned into a fiasco. It was not good. Then I thought, well, let me try again. So I tried again. Well, after 4 relationships of trying to find someone to help me with these children, it just did more harm than good. But the Lord was beside me the whole time, and I just put Him on the back burner, and I just ignored Him. And I said, I know I belong to you, Lord, but I didn't go to church. I didn't care. I didn't teach my kids anything about the Lord. I guess you could say I was a full-blown backslider. But most people think if you're saved and you're a Christian and you're Spirit-filled that wouldn't happen to you. But that isn't what happened to me. All it took was something to just deter me and make me feel like I was hopeless. And when you feel like you're hopeless, the enemy makes you aware that he wants everything in your life to be hopeless. And that's what he did to me. So it took me 20 years and 4 horrible relationships to ruin my walk with the Lord. However, He was there all the time. And He showed me different things, but I ignored it. He called me in different ways, but I ignored it. I just put Him on the back burner and said, I don't want to hear anything more you have to say. So it took 20 years of my life wasted doing what I wanted to do and not what God called me to do. And one Christmas Eve, I knew that I had to come back to the Lord, and I did. And I got on my knees and I cried out to the Lord, and that was the beginning of a new walk with Christ for me. I eventually moved back to Naples, Florida. That's another long story. But Nancy and Joe Simonowski invited me to come to the Tree of Life, which I did. I met them in the parking lot, and I haven't left ever since. I started off as a coffee chick and moved into the food bank, and now I'm at the front desk, and I volunteer 5 days a week. So, you see, what the enemy had for bad for me, God turned it into good. And He can do the same thing for you, if you let Him. Don't waste 20 years of your life waiting and waiting, because you know what? Things can be revealed to you if you just open your heart and you allow Him to speak to you. He will reveal Himself.